Hello, this is Emma to do the hip warm-ups and the hip warm-ups. What am I doing? I don't know what this is called, but chapter 15 hip warm-ups and the pigeon and fire log pose for the hip flow. So please go ahead and come to Dandasana, seated position with your legs out in front of you, ideally with your hands off of the ground. And so we're just going to do a few warm-ups. First is we're going to warm up the front of the hips. So for this part, you can put your hands on the ground behind you, slightly behind you, and with keeping your legs straight, lift your left leg up off the ground and down, and lift it up again and down, lift, down. And on the next lift, let's do 5 pulses. So lift up in the air and then 5 tiny pulses. 2, 3, 4, 5, down. And now on the left leg, the right leg, lift the right leg up straight, 1, and again, up and down. Lift the right leg up and down. And here on the next one, lift from your hips and engaging your core. Lift up, and we're going to do 5 tiny pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great. Okay, now go ahead and lie on your back. Lie down on your back. And bring your knees up to your chest. And attempt to grab onto your feet with your hands. If you can't reach there, that's okay. From the inside, or you can reach around the outside of your leg as well if that's more comfortable.
No.
That's okay. And great. So and actually, instead of, because your shoulders are lifting up off the ground, which isn't great, try to bring your knees close to your chest without lifting your shoulders off the ground. Just breathe in and out. And that's perfect. Yeah, grab your shins with your hands to pull them in. This is what we call happy baby. And relax. Go ahead and relax your feet to the ground. So now lift your right leg up off the ground and cross it over your left leg as if you're making a figure 4. And if it feels good, you can pull your left leg towards you, pull your left knee towards you for a deeper stretch, or just leave you can leave it on the ground as well if you're preferring a gentle stretch. And relax. And release the right leg from your left and cross your left leg over your right leg. And same thing, you can just relax it here or pull your right leg into your right knee into your chest, keeping your shoulders on the ground for a gentle stretch into the hip flexors. And go ahead and relax. And release the left leg from the right. Perfect. Go ahead and come onto the front side of your body. Roll over to your front side, the front side of your body.
Mm-hmm.
So with your front facing towards the ground. Yeah, that's great. And come onto all 4, plant your hands on the ground, lift your body up off the floor, and bring your knees up under your hips. Yes, that's okay. You can be on the forearms or on the hands. I would prefer actually be on your hands, so with your hands underneath your shoulders. Hands underneath your shoulders, perfect. And scooch your knees back a little bit so that they're directly under your hips. Perfect, yes. Great. And now keeping your torso and your hands firmly planted on the ground and your left knee firmly planted, lift the right leg up to the right. Yes, as if you're a puppy peeing on a fire hydrant is what we call that. And let's do it again. Great, and down. One more time, up and down. Perfect. And let's do that on the left side. Down, up, and down. We do it 3 times? Yeah, up and down. Perfect. Okay, now go ahead, last little warm up here. Bring your right knee up to your chest and plant the left foot firmly on the ground in between your hands. Bring your right knee up towards your chest and plant your left foot in between your hands. Yes, as close to that as you can. And you should feel a little stretch in your right hip. Can you bring your left foot further forward so it's stacked right over your knee? Your knee is stacked right over your ankle? Yes, that's perfect. Okay, and bring the right leg back to meet the left leg, where the left leg is, and now bring the left foot forward into a 90-degree angle on the left side, so that your knee is stacked directly over your ankle. Awesome. All right, and then go ahead and come back into a seated position, facing the window. Legs right out in front of you. Awesome. Okay, so now we're going to get into the flow, which I'm going to try to say out loud. From this position, I want you to keep your hands on the ground, lift up from your rib cage so that you're engaging your core, keeping a nice straight line in your spine. And just like we lifted both legs off of the floor at the beginning, try to lift one leg, lift the left leg off the floor and hold it. Great, and now bring the right leg up to meet it in that position. Bring the right leg up at the same time. Yeah, that's great. Now, in this position, can you lift your hands up off of the floor as you're doing that? So you're just resting on your booty. Perfect. Great. Now, now come up to on your feet, come to a squat position. Roll forward and bend into a squat position.
Please.
Yes. And then come up to stand. Bring your arms up over your head, up to the sky. Fold forward from the hip. Fold forward to bring your hands down. Perfect. Lift up halfway. And come back down to plant the hands on the ground and step the feet back into a plank pose.
What?
Back into plank, where your feet, stretch your legs back.
Yep.
Tuck the toes under. Tuck the toes under to place them on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So your toes are on the ground. Yes. And lift the knees up off the floor. Great. Downward facing dog. Bring the right leg up to meet your hands and plant the foot down and come into pigeon pose. So bring the left knee down and how would I explain this? Actually, so the foot, your right foot should come across behind your left hand and your right knee resting on the ground, and stretch your left leg back as straight as you can into pigeon. Thank you. Okay, now from this position, bring your left leg up to your right leg. And cross it over in front of your in front of your right leg. Okay, come into a seated position on your booty. This is tricky for me to explain. I need to work on explaining this. I know. So I think for this one, I want you to go ahead and sit on the block. Sit on top of that block. Yes. And now bend your right knee underneath. Bend your right knee. Oh yeah, that's your left. That's okay. No, you can. That's okay. Bend your left knee under there, and now bend your right knee to be in front of. Yes, in front is fine. Great. And stretch here. Try to bring the lower part of your left leg forward to meet your right, so that they're parallel to each other. Yeah. Do you feel a stretch in your hips? Mm-hmm. Okay, that's fine. Don't want to overstretch this. Great. And that's it. Thank you. Thank you.